With the theme, Disability Management in a Depressed Economy, Benola's Cerebral Palsy Initiative, a non-governmental organization, recently organized its first annual symposium on cerebral palsy to mark its 4th anniversary. Cerebral palsy is a medical condition usually caused by brain damage that occurs before or during the baby's birth or during the first 3 to 5 years of a child's life. This brain damage leads to other health issues, including vision, hearing, speech problems, and learning disabilities.
In the last 4 years, we have at Benola, through outreach to families of children living with disabilities and capacity building for cerebral palsy families, created the necessary public awareness and a pathway to managing cerebral palsy in Nigeria.
I always tell people that when we do events at Benola, it's not about a crowd. It's not about filling a stadium. It's about getting the right kind of people into a room to listen to a message that will change lives. If we can change the way we look at disability, if we can change the way we look at things like cerebral palsy, especially the developmental disabilities, then we will touch lives in a wonderful way. We will begin to have a society where the disabled live the best quality of life to which they're entitled.
Representing the Deputy Governor of Lagos State was the Director General, Office of Education Quality Assurance, Mrs. Ronke Shoyombo, who reaffirmed the Lagos State government's commitment in providing care and support for children with disabilities. Consequently, the management and treatment of cerebral palsy and other disabilities should be the collective responsibility of all.
Medically, it is established that cerebral palsy is caused by events before, during, or after birth. The management and treatment of persons with cerebral palsy and other disabilities, therefore, should be the collective responsibility of all and sundry. Our overall cultural consciousness on how we treat and care for them must change for the better. Our old perception of finding people with disabilities at home without proper monitoring of what happens in the homes, or ensuring that people get quality life must also change. Corporate bodies and other caregivers should support this cause.
Cerebral palsy is just one of the limitations of our achievements, some of our achievements. There are several other health limitations. I must particularly thank the Lagos State government, First Bank, and LDM Holdings. I appreciate what you are trying to do for the less privileged members of society. And we will key in to support initiatives like Benola and what the government is doing to make sure that advocacy
According to the Provost College of Medicine, University of Lagos, Professor Afolabi Leshi, about 700,000 Nigerians are living with the condition, while more than 3.5 million people are directly affected by it.
Disability is a very important issue because of the number of people who have disabilities, and particularly with cerebral palsy, we know that quite a number of families are living with cerebral palsy in Nigeria. So it's an issue that touches practically every family in this country. The management of cerebral palsy, one, involves more than one person. It involves a whole team of medical experts, from the pediatrician to the physiotherapist to the occupational therapist, even sometimes psychiatrists, orthopedic surgeon. So there are a number of people who are involved.
Education Report on TV spoke to those present and the challenge those with special needs to accept who and what they have, as well as maximizing their God-given potentials.
The Lagos State government have already set the ball rolling, and we hope other state governments will follow suit. There is a board for an office for the people living with disability to foster a way by which they can live better in the society, in the mainstream, not by isolation, living a better life in the society.
This initiative is a very wow thing because it goes beyond just the CP, because we need to help those children intellectually, not because some of them are not physically disabled. The government have made provision for physically disabled, but now we're talking about the intellectual disability.
Actually, when I was a little bit younger, I'm a very, very shy person. But as time goes on, when I was living with my disability, after about 20-something years later, I discovered that I can't beat it. The only way is that I have to accept myself the way I am and move on with my life. So that's why I'm always happy, because happiness is within. Nobody can give that to me.
The government of Lagos, led by Governor Akinwumi Ambode, has a special focus on people living with disabilities. Recently, he launched the Disability Trust Fund, and he put a seed fund of 500 million naira to start off. He also just convened a governing board for the trust fund. Disability needs have become a core and central focus of our government.
Conclusively, with the necessary care and support, people living with cerebral palsy can surmount challenges associated with the condition. Members of the society are therefore called upon to support initiatives and programs that advocate support for these special people.